Under the Lid for Geek Pride UK. For this week I'm going to be doing the second half of that Kickstarter Rising Sun video that I promised last week. I'm going to be going through all the little extra bits that I got that came with it, the Kickstarter exclusives like these three bad boys over here, and I also sprung for the Daimyo box, which is actually not a Kickstarter exclusive as such, but it was something that was like an expansion that allowed you to go up to 5 and 6 players, I believe it was. Yeah, quite a few extra players, based on sort of Chinese factions rather than Japanese factions. But yeah, I think we should just dive straight in and have a quick look. So, let's get started. So I'm going to go straight for the big box, the Daimyo box. So as I said, it's got the sort of Chinese-y kind of factions in it instead. So when we have a quick look inside, we'll probably see a bit more, what's the word? Oh, I don't know, sort of the Chinese dynasty kind of things. So again, as we remember from the first video, it's very loosely based on the kind of mythologies of the particular Asian cultures that they've used for this particular Kickstarter. Ooh, I've got a bit of a crease there, unfortunately. So yeah, first things first, I believe that is just copying some of the artwork. So if you go onto the Rising Sun box, which I've got tucked in over here, yeah, so you can probably see the main character there, and then behind him is a sort of a washed out watercolour-y kind of picture behind him, and in here they've actually realised it in full colour to burst out of the box there like that. But again, looks blooming glorious. So let's pop that over there, hopefully that'll stay in shot, not give me too much shadow. Okay, so they've added 2 new clans by the looks of it. Oh, hello. So we'll just get cracking. Get stuck straight in. Oh, these are amazing. Right, okay. So bases, so orange bases to add the Fox clan to the proceedings. So you see there, I don't know if you can quite make that out. There we go, onto my yellow dot there. So there's the Fox clan. True honour lies in wit, wily presence. So there you go. So there's your 3 dudes. Yeah, they are male. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have a. Have I gone for the wrong one? I have. I do apologise. The Daimyo box isn't the expansion one. The expansion one is the Dynasty Invasion. So that's going to be the Chinese themed one that adds 2 extra things. This just adds the Fox clan to proceedings. So another Japanese themed clan. So ignore everything I just said. So extra bits to make sure you can get the extra players in. So political mandates card there. And again, that thick card stock we had before. Right. Miniatures first or plastics first? Let's do the boring stuff first. So these are the monsters that are added, which we'll get to look at the miniatures in a minute, that get added to the, was it the Seasons cards? Yeah, so these get added to the Seasons cards and are the ones that you can purchase. When you purchase them, you get the miniature, and that slams itself on the board and has a little effect for your clan there. So again, oh, there he is. So this is the one that's caused a bit of a stir, Katahi. So this is the one where they believe it was the research team believed it was a god from the Japanese mythology, and turned out to not be. It turned out to be some gentleman from, I can't remember which country, but he was sort of an adventurist kind of chap, whose friends had gone onto Wikipedia and put him down as a Japanese themed god / monster. Yeah, not a good outing for the Rising Sun research team there, but you know, why not? Bit of fun there. So we'll have a little look at those miniatures in a minute. Oh, there's Gandalf. There's an avatar. Wow, they do look a bit. Oh, let's pop them out there a little bit. So some of these, you can sort of see themes from other kind of areas. So Sunakake Baba. Baba. Was there a Polish Baba Ganoush? Baba Yaga? Baba Yaga, possibly. There's a Phoenix. Koneko looks an awful lot like one of the avatars from the film Avatar. And this guy looks like Gandalf. Let me just shuffle that up a bit so you can see a bit better on the camera there. And then the Jikiniki. Ooh, creepy. Looks a bit like the girl from The Ring. Smiley face. Hi. Again, great artwork. That will match up to the miniatures, I hope. And then we've got a few more extra here. So Nura Honor appears to be some sort of weird skeleton kind of creature, skeleton snake kind of creature. Kitsune, fox. Daikaiju, very cool. And the Sacred Warrior. So of course they had to get pandas in there somewhere. Not as a Japanese thing, but obviously as a Chinese thing. But yeah, there he is. Cool. Right, so again, full artwork on those. Absolutely gorgeous. They'll get shuffled into their respective sort of seasons deck and get added in that way. Just pop those over there. Right. So, these are the first bits that are designed to upgrade the base game itself. So you'll see in here, you've got, for the Ronin tokens, so the cardboard Ronin tokens are now replaced with these beautiful sort of plastic tokens with a Japanese art style Ronin on there. Can you see those? Yeah, just about. So yeah, that replaces all of the little cardboard chits that come in the game. They've got that wonderful kind of urea plastic clack that you get from these. Very well realised. And just sort of zooming in a little bit, if that can come up. You gonna zoom in for me, buddy? Come on. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. Anyway, yeah, you can see that they're very well realised in terms of no overspill. There's a few printing errors there in the red, but not too bad. We'll forgive them for that. Just pop those back away. I'll show those later. This is the big one for me. They replaced all of these sort of cardboard fortresses with plastic, full plastic ones. There you go. So that's the standard ones. That's showing up okay. Yeah, cool. So you've got all of those, but you've also got the Turtle Clan's beautiful turtle miniature ones, which are just so cool. So if you, I don't remember from the first video, the Turtle Clan are the ones that when they build a fortress, they're able to then move it later on during the course of the game. So of course their fortress is built on the back of giant turtles, which is just very cool. Oh man. They've even gone to town on these a little bit. So underneath, they've not sort of just left it blank. They've actually given it proper sort of scales to the shell itself. His giant toes and his feet. Oh, isn't that brilliant? That is amazing. Come right up. Hello. I'm about to climb out and do stuff. There's a couple of other tokens in here in plastic as well. Oh, and then the mandate tokens. So part of the game is choosing mandates. These are the sort of cardboard chits in the original game that would dictate what the action for that turn was going to be. Now they're done in sort of this beautiful plastic again. Oh, just, and it's got that same clack. Clack, 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 clack. So are they all the same? I think so. It's just going to be two sets of the same. But yeah, very cool. Very, very cool. So that adds, you know, so it's overproduction essentially. I mean, the base game itself is, you know, fine in terms of its artwork. Its artwork is glorious. The cardboard in most other games would be considered very thick and robust and perfect for the role that it's supposed to play. But obviously, because it's Cool Mini or Not, and I'll be honest, they probably had all this in the hopper before they even knew, you know, decided to launch the campaign. They knew they were going to hit these big targets. So making this one of their stretch goals of turning those mandates into these beautiful plastic tokens with the calligraphy on the back as well. Glorious. And oh, I don't know if you can quite see, but they're actually etched. They're not just printed, screen printed onto the tokens. They are etched directly into the plastic itself. And again, that wonderful clack, clack, clack. You know, like poker chips you can get. Oh, there it is. Yeah, cool. Anyway, province markers, I believe. Let me just check the back of the box. Crunch, crunch. Oh, war markers. Okay, so these indicate which provinces are at war. So these are sort of the, I don't know if you remember the sort of the classic in the Japanese movies. You get the some of the clan members would have these flags on their backs. Not like the sort of flags you'd expect in sort of Europe, where it was just the pole and then the flag would come out the back and you'd expect the wind to do all the work. With these ones, they actually had that second pole across the top that kept it in sort of this square shape, and they would obviously have them on their backs like that as like a banner, or they'd carry them as well, I suspect. And for the purposes of the game, again, more overproduction, but they've now created these 3D war tokens with each of the provinces on there. And you can see they've got the numbers, and again, it's not just screen printed on, there is an etching that's happened. And they've popped that on there and coloured it, and it just, again, overproduction, but it adds to that visceral feel. It makes the game, I don't know, pop, you know? I understand it's that sort of toy factor for a lot of people, and for many, I've heard, you know, grumpings, apparently, about the fact that, you know, there's all this plastic and everything in it, and I just don't need it. But I don't know, would poker be the same if it didn't have those sort of those chits that you clack together? I mean, you could do it just with paper. You wouldn't need the chits. You could do it with bits of cardboard. You could do it with a notepad and pen if you really wanted to go down that route. But part of the appeal is that sort of feel on the table. You know, you want to feel the components and move them around. So yeah, I'm very happy with the fact that they went that bit further. Ooh, Ronan. And this is very cool. So I don't know if you remember from the first video again, but part of the game is diplomacy. So one of the things you can do is not diplomacy. Well, yeah, diplomacy is part of it. So you can pick a clan to diplomatize with, and each of you would have one of these little cardboard yin-yang shapes, these sort of teardrop shapes. They've now replaced them in this copy of the, sorry, with the upgrades from this, with these beautiful plastic versions with the symbols etched onto them like that, and they're just, you know, clack. Oh, feels slightly rubbery actually. Probably because they do a lot of that, so they've probably chosen a different material that's more likely to just sort of bang together without making lots of noise. But anyway, for whatever reason they've done that. So yeah, you can see there, you can do that, and then obviously you can play the betray action, break all ties, and then you won't be able to follow the action, but it may be beneficial to you if you're watching your sort of your ally wander into danger. So anyway, yeah, there we go. Cool, cool. Right, let's pop those away. We'll sort that box out later. Big bag of those with, oh yeah, look, so there's some extra ones in there for the extra monsters, for the base game colours, as well as just this Fox Clan, which we're going to have a look at in 2 seconds. Right, so Fox Clan first, let's get those out of the way. So, more noise. So much sellotape. We're getting in there. There we go. Right, cool. So, let's look at the Fox Clan first. So, done in this lovely orange colour, sort of tangerine. And again, you'll probably notice straight away, they've really gone to town making sure they can match up the artwork with the actual models themselves. So there's your daimyo. There he is, yeah. You can probably just about make out the Fox Clan member underneath, and you can see how they've used the artwork to kind of generate these 3D figures, 3D printers, moulded. We would afford a 3D printer to do this. And again, beautifully realised. This one's got this lovely straight spear, so they've obviously had a bit more caution about where they've placed it and made the plastic inserts that these will stick into to make sure that, you know, these flimsier elements like the long spear this chap is holding here won't bend in the course of the game. Well, he's got a few heads. He's a bit gruesome as well, but then he's got the nice beard. But again, yeah, beautifully sculpted. You can see the sort of banding of the armour, the bamboo armour that they would have worn. There's some braiding across there. Even the little skull's got like it's got extra detail on it. There we go. So then we've also got well, that's the daimyo, so that's the leader of the clan, and then there'd also be the shindo, who would be the priests. I don't get 2 of those out, do I? There's 3 of them in here for some reason. I thought there was only 2. Anyway, get your priests again matched up lovely, and he's got his little doom bell, ding dong, matching on his little stick, and a hidden something. It looks like a bat or a club crossed with a nunchuck. So yeah, lovely done. Ooh, he does look rather menacing though. Lots of bells, lots of furs. Looks quite young in the picture itself. He was a bit shocked to be a Shinto. And then the foot troopers, the base troopers of this game. Again, 2 sculpts, another stretch goal that they introduced. So you've got a bit of variety in the basic Bushi warriors. I think these are the first ones I've seen with firearms though. So you can see he's got this little rifle with his pointy hat that you sometimes see in some of the old films. And then one of these sort of rush cloaks that they sometimes have, which I always thought was a really cool idea. These sort of cloaks that are basically plaited and weaved and made into these rushes that are nice and waterproof. A bit like wandering around with a thatched roof on your back, which is quite cool. Yeah, beautiful. And again, lots of detail, all the way down to the sort of rivets. All the way, just beautiful for a game, for what are essentially, you know, trackers for a game. They're just beautifully done. Similar style chap here, so he's got his spear with sort of catchings on there, so possibly like a boar spear or something. I don't know. Yeah, he again looks very angry about what he's up to, but he's got his hand on his sword just in case. And you can see the sort of rivets that are putting up to his armour there to bolt that on there. And then he's got the same traditional sort of round conical hat to go on top. Beautiful. So that's the Fox Clan. Okay, onto the monsters. These are the big ones. So they introduced a bunch of whole extra monsters with the expansion. So let's go straight for the big one, the Earth Dragon. Look at this mighty, mighty beast. Oh, it's huge. Oh, it's big. Oh, man. I'm not sure if it's showing up on the camera. I sincerely hope so. Right, let's get rid of you. Don't need you anymore. Cards. What do I do with the cards? Yay! Earth Dragon. So I don't know if you can see in the actual picture itself, but on the miniature, they've got sort of a bobbling effect to sort of show that it's, I don't know, like scales you see on like a gecko or something like that. And it's actually well realised. You can just about make it out if you get close enough to the miniature, and you can feel it as you run around. That just sort of goes to show the quality that they've gone into the actual printing itself. And it looks like he's got a Keimu? The sort of the dog, those bronze metallic dog things that they have at the sort of beginnings of temples. It's underneath his claws, so they've gone all to town on the base too. And a snake just coiled around his arm for some reason. Two of them? Two snakes, yeah. Don't know if they're actually part of him or just something he's got going on. But no wings. So yeah, Earth Dragon. Makes sense, doesn't it? Ooh, beast. So we all know who this guy is supposed to be. Daikaiju. Godzilla. Yeah, there he is. Counts as 5'4", so he's a big lad when it comes into battle. Destroys provinces like you would not believe by the sounds of it. In the actual picture you can see he's got the kind of glow. I don't know if you remember sort of Godzilla had the blast of fiery breath that he would produce because of his nuclear origins. But again, lovely and well done. Do you know what's actually quite well done? Is the fact that they must have used the casting process to sort of hide some of the lines, the mould lines that you sometimes get with these multi-part kits, because these all came pre-assembled. I'm seeing a little bit of the glue actually. So again, Matt, if you can get some green stuff down here and sort this out for me, that'd be great. But you know, I'm not that bothered, to be honest. But again, beautiful miniature. Big old chunky beast. Right, we're starting to run a bit forward on time, so let's skip forward a few. So we're going to get these three new. So Sunbake Baba. There you go. Cheeky Ninky. And the Sacred Warrior. There he is. So, Cheeky Ninky is this sort of very creepy looking, almost like the girl from The Ring, but I think it's male, with this incredibly spooky grin on his face. He looks like he's ready to do some do something rather gruesome out of your closet, and then off you one. There's that chap. And then the Panda Warrior with his big mace, ready for battle. Has +1 force for each virtue card you have. So this is someone that works it off of virtue. So thematically, I'm guessing, you know, the more virtuous and more honourable your clan is, the more powerful the Sacred Warrior will be for you. Not the greatest fur on this one though. He does kind of look a little bit, like he's been dipped in slime, and he's just kind of like, it's just dripping down a bit. You know, he's a bit of a soggy old teddy bear you've pulled out of a drain, which is a bit of a shame really, because the warrior, the actual picture of it looks very cool. But yeah, no, I'm not hugely impressed with that one. Shame. And then we've got Sunakake Baba. Apologies if I'm slaughtering these pronunciations, but this is sort of a Gandalf-y looking figure, and I can only assume is based off of the Baba Yaga stories from Poland. I think it was she had the house that was on chicken legs and walked around the swamps. Yeah, because that's not beard, that's all hair. Cool. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. And then here we got this Phoenix, Kitsune, and the Kotahi. So this is the weird adventurer dude thing that turned up. Let's just shuffle that across a little bit so you can see a bit better. Oh no, shuffled it too far. Shuffle that. Beautiful. Right. So there's Kotahi. The Phoenix, which I believe was one of the very first Kickstarter exclusives that they put up. So as soon as you backed it, you got the Phoenix model added straight in. I can't remember the exact story behind that, but it was one of the more sort of advertising features. But we'll look at the Phoenix first. And just blades. The feathers look like blades, just sort of spiralling and twisting out of her back. Not twisting, sort of fanning out from her back like that. And then from her tail as well. It all looks the same, which I'm guessing is supposed to be the feathers of flaming goodness that come out of you know, the typical Phoenix thing of like the rising from the ashes. And yeah, again, looking very closely to the picture that's been printed on there. Oh, just glorious. Ooh, bit of flash there, sort that out. But you can just sort of see how flimsy some of these moulds must have been. I wonder what their sort of reject rate would have been. Must have been incredibly high, unless they had, you know, very robust processes, which Cool Money and Not probably do have. They are one of the best when it comes to sort of miniatures and games, board games at least. The Kitsune, sort of dressed as sort of hermit-y kind of character, so that's the fox. There's one ear exposed. And again, sort of the ruffles. Slightly better fur effect on this guy, I feel. Yeah, very nice. Cool. And then the last one is Katahi, the monkey guy. If you win this Province Harvest reward, if you have the most force there, no matter who played the Harvest Mandate. Oh, and apologies for the table shake there. I am going to get a better table. Unfortunately, every time I put my elbows down, it gives a little creak and it wobbles a little bit. So I do apologise. I'm going to try and hold still a bit more. Grasping his spear. Probably... was it Son Goku from Dragon Ball Z? He's kind of based on the similar sort of the monkey god thing. We had the Nyoibo, the extending staff. So I can only assume that he's sort of based on that kind of character. But again, a very cool sculpt. And again, the fur realised a bit better. But then to be fair, the fur on this one is sort of in patches, so you can sort of see skin between the patches of fur. And it's been better done than I think on this Panda Warrior guy. Which is a bit of a shame, really, because I quite like the idea of the Panda Warrior, you know, this sort of burly, Pandaren-y kind of character. Wandering about, doing his thing. Right, so let's get rid of that. So, let's push that box over to there. Oh, do apologise. Very, very quickly, let's have a look at Nure Honor and Noneko. Which is this one, and... Oh, where are you playing it? Oh, this is actually quite large. So... Nureona is the snaky kind of creature. I can't quite make out his bottom jaw, but it kind of looks like someone's crossed the snake with that Jininki character. And it's just sort of all curled up and spiralled in on him, so... it's an interesting sculpt, I'll give it that. It's got a very kind of closed and tight and coiled up, you know, ready to strike kind of pose going on with, and this one sort of curling up the top very elegantly, I guess to show off the process. But not my favourite sculpt, I'll be honest. Kind of looks a little bit like they've piled up the miniature, you know, when they were putting it together, and then extended that bit out and left it at that. Yeah, cool, fair enough. And then this one is quite clearly sort of based on a little bit of Avatar, unless Avatar was based on sort of Japanese mythological creatures. But you know, they've got the sort of the long oval-shaped eyes, the ears coming out the top, and the sort of flat nose across the front there. I'd be very interested to find out where that's based on. I mean, she's even got slightly blue, purpley skin, so they didn't go a million miles away with that one. But again, gorgeous to look at. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Right, pop those up there. Be-doo-be-doo. Cards. Okay, what should we go for next then, folks? Should we go Dynasty Invasion? So this is the expansion. So this is the Chinese-based expansion. So 7 lucky gods, bring a dynasty ashore, time for invasion. So, yeah. Let's have a little look at this one. So this is the one I paid a little bit extra for to get. And allows you to take the game up to 6 players. So that Fox clan either must bring it up to 5, or it's just an extra faction, you know, so you can get a bit of variety in gameplay. But you can see on the front, we've got pictures from the 3 clans that are represented in here, or at least 2 of the 3 clans. Let's have a little look. The Lucky Gods. Oh, the Sun and the Moon clan from China, I'm guessing. Okay, cool. So, sort of standard fare, really. Let's get rid of the box lid over there. Yeah. Oh, the artwork. The artwork just amazes me. It's so very, very cool. There's a red-faced dude. He's quite angry. And then all the way around the box as well. Just lovely. Happy chappy. Look at this guy. I got me a big fish. He was very happy about that. Anyway, cool. Right. So tokens to go with them. So these are going to be the fortress tokens that go on the board for fortresses, obviously, and there's going to be your symbols that clack together for your diplomacy, and an extra player board for you there as well. So again, thick cardstock, but I won't go over that because we did that in the first video. Oh, interesting. So for this one, they didn't just leave them flat. I'm guessing they were too big for the box, but these are the two clan. Yeah, they were. So the two clan secrety things that make it so, you know, the screens. So I'll just pop them up like that so you can sort of see them on the main camera. You've got the Sun clan, which appears to be quite female-led. Yeah, female-led, female Shintos, and then male warriors. Although, you know, there are two sculpts, so maybe there's a second female in there somewhere. Cannot acquire monsters other than lucky gods. There you go. And then we've got the Moon clan, which has got this. That's got the angry red face dude from the beginning, which is interesting because they've not just copied the artwork. You can probably see there, and when we have a look at the miniature in a minute, the artwork for the red faced dude, not Shinto, what's he called, the daimyo for this particular clan, is different from the artwork on the front of the box. Just a bit interesting. Just paid a bit extra for that. Yeah, and there's a little wizened old dude, and then just a, you know, bushy character over the back there. So let's pop those down. Okay, anything else in here? Yeah, more cards. You can adapt to that. So these add some more spring, autumn, other cards. Oh, and then you get some of the other monsters, which must be in here too. So there's a couple of Onis, Hate, Spite, Jurojin, Fukurokuju. Wow, forehead on this dude. Amazing. Plus it's got a cool little turtle. Yeah. And there's a few more there. Oh, Bishamon. Yeah. So there you go. Hote, Ebisu, and Ben-10. Lucky gods. Oh yeah, so you can see there we got the lucky god monsters. So these are the only things that these particular clans can actually accumulate during the course of the game. Cool. Oh, Oni of Spite. I'm sure we've seen that before. Must be second cards. How odd. Anyway, right. Cool. Let's go through the minis. So no cool fortresses in this one, I don't think. So, you know, the sort of 3D sculpted fortresses that you got here don't appear in this particular expansion. It's a bit of a shame, but never mind. We'll survive. We'll survive. Black clan markers. Not sure what that's about. Yeah, extra tokens there, so that'll be the score markers and trackers for the rounds, etc. Okay, so let's get out the minis. Right, I don't need to take them out of the box, though, do I? Yes, I do. Sellotape on them. Okay. Yeah. Showing up. Okay, right, so let's whip through these quick then. So we've got your 7 lucky gods. These lovely little sculpts again. There he is, Ebisu. And my lovely stick. Oh wow. You see the hyper detail on this chap here. So these are the lucky gods that are featured in the game. So you can sort of see he's holding his little thing there. He's got his flames wreathing the back of his head, and again another beautiful sculpt. Ebisu. I can't remember what that means actually. I'm sure that's a word. Ah, that's lovely though. He's got like a prayer mat or something on the back there, and there's sort of a relief on there. I'm not sure that's quite showing up under the camera, but it's beautifully realised. If you run your finger across it, you can actually feel the raisedness of it. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a mould line there, or a flash line, which is a bit of a surprise. You think they sort of shuffle it down to here somewhere, but yeah, I don't know the process. Maybe there's something I'm missing. This is the large four-headed dude, which has even got wrinkles across it, so there's a bit of the old frowning. Sat on his turtle. It's a good way to get around, I guess. Yeah, if you don't need to get anywhere in a hurry. Cool. Oh, snaky lady. So she's got this sitar, or kind of, probably not a sitar, but some sort of stringed instrument that, you know, they sort of sit on the lap and they ding, 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 that kind of thing. And a snake tail kind of, there's a lot of these snakes going up behind the head kind of thing, almost like a ponytail. Yeah, and you can probably see there's the strings and the, what are they called? Pickups? Not pickups. I can't remember. Matt, can you let me know what those are? You play a lot of guitar and things. This chap's got something. He's a bit of a traveller, and he's got a cockerel on the top there, signifying good luck, I believe, in Chinese mythology. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I just love these extra little details, like the ropes that are being used to hold everything on, the sort of curl, the sort of swirls there as well. You've even got sort of indents in the sleeves, so you can sort of see there's a bit of depth going on in the sleeves as well. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Oh, stabbed myself. They're also sharp. Oh, cheeky. Big fish, dude! There he is. Look at the size of that fish. Yeah, that pelican's thinking, oh, I'm going to get me some of that. Or is it a cormorant? Ah, it might be a cormorant. Ah, yes, maybe. Yes. He looks super happy. Although, it's bizarre. I don't know whether it's the formation of the sculpt itself, but it kind of looks like he's been flattened. Like someone's gotten him and just gone like that with him first before they actually did anything with him. Blooming great fish, though. Massive. Right. Okay. And then this guy with his... Oh, wow. He's got a little deer. Got home with him as well. Oh, that's nice. I wonder if he's got the big forehead as well under that hat. Same as the turtle dude. But again, I just can't fault him on the sculpt. So we're going to look at the miniatures for the clans themselves. So these are the Bushi for the Moon clan. Oop, two are the same there, I don't want that. Let's get the two different sculpts. There we go. And these have a sort of lovely bulky feel to them. Like the robes make them appear more sort of mystic and large, I suppose, larger than life. Again, lots of detailing going on in there, and it very much sets them apart from some of the clans that we saw in the base box itself, in the Fox clan as well. Which is one of the wonderful things about this whole project, was the very different feel that each of the clans had during the course of the game, during the course of the design. You can see here, again, just beautifully sculpted, and this is the Bushi that's. Oh, actually, they're quite a distance away from the pictures themselves, so that's interesting. But he's still got the sort of two swords thing. Whoa, bendy! I'm not sure that's supposed to be a scimitar. That's supposed to be nice and straight. But again, a bit of warm water should fix that problem. But yeah, they've kind of deviated a little bit from the original pictures, and he's obviously not in it because he's the alternate sculpt. So let's have a quick look at the boss man. Oh no, there we go. Return to form. So that one's actually quite close to the original again. This is the daimyo with his large spear. Swords, not words. It'll be interesting to find out if that's Chinese calligraphy on there or something. But yeah, again, lots of lovely, lovely detail realised in this and in the picture itself from the miniature being sort of transferred across there. And then, this is their Shinto, their mystic chap. So he's got his interesting hat, but he's just kind of sat. I don't know, it's sort of this extra bit of character. He's sort of whimsical, kind of sat on this branch that sort of flows beneath him in a sort of twisting curve. And he uses his staff to keep his balance, but he's just kind of like, that mystic man you might find in the, meet in the forest during an adventure in some land or something. So that's those. So let's have a quick look at the Sun clan then. So let's do the warriors first. So we've got Sun clan warriors. Yeah, return to form here. So this is an archer. This is one of the Bushi. And this interesting sword design where it's got sort of a flick up at the end. I don't know if the actual sword goes into that flick up as well, if that's just part of the scabbard. But yeah. Sort of horsehair thing on the top. Looks a little bit sort of what you'd sort of see with the Mongolians, I think it was, with the horsehair helmets. Plate armour, sort of mini plates across there again, so yeah, lovely. And then, oh yeah, here we go, topless dude, ripped! Do you even lift, bro? Yeah, a couple of axes. Not sure that was a traditional weapon out there, but yeah, pretty cool. So we've got axe-wielding dude, a bit of sort of Viking kind of look to him. Yeah, with his top knot, his crazy abs and pecs. There's lovely detailing here around the belt. Axes, yeah, axes are reasonably straight as well, so don't worry about too much of them. And then let's have a look at this must be the Shinto. Yeah, there's the Shinto. Holding what appear to be like little bones, or what's in the picture? Oh, okay, so they kind of like hiltless daggers. So she's like holding the dagger as if she's going to throw them, I guess, or something. Don't know. But yeah, I love the flow on this one because you can sort of see it's almost like she's whooshing through the the air. She's sort of running at full pelt or something, or the wind has just caught her just right and it's caused a flare to come out the back. Since this is the Sun Clan, I'm guessing sort of like a solar flare, I guess, or something like that. Something a bit artistic, but definitely there's a lot of motion, a lot of action to this particular character, which I quite like. Let's see if it's sort of translated into the. Oh yeah, there we go. So again, this is the daimyo for the Sun Clan. Yes, and you see the same again, the flow as well. They very much captured in the picture what looks like to be robes and the sort of hair, the fur from like a wolf or something like that. Yeah, I think it's a wolf. Yeah, it's a wolf's little picture on the front, sort of whooshing out the back, and this sort of extra motion that it's kind of giving to the picture, to the miniature itself. Like she's ready for action. Let's have a look. Deeds, not words. There you go. Yeah. Very cool. Okay, so that's all the miniatures out of that one. So what's left? Yeah, so they're all done. Not an insignificant expansion. There's quite a lot of miniatures in there. So let's pop all that up there. Right. The last two little bits that we're going to look at are the, what's this one? This is the Kami Unbound. So the Kami were traditional like gods and spirits for the Japanese people. And then the Monster Pack. Should we do the Monster Pack first? That's the one I'm quite excited about because there's some of the miniatures. Oh, that's just looking at them on the box. Ooh, yeah. So let's have a little look at the miniatures. So there's 4 in here by the looks of it, including the the cards and things that go with them and extra player bases. Click. In the box. I mean, look at that artwork. What do you mean they met that guy? Crazy. Yeah. Yep. Anyway. Bonk. Yep. So Monster Pack rules. So the extra monster cards that get shuffled in. Then we've got the Fire Dragon, the Oni of Plagues, Jinmenju. This supernatural tree bears the strangest fruit. And Jorugumo. Jorugumo. Yeah, I think that's a long O. Anyway, there we go. Cards. Full artwork again. Shuffle that across there. Hopefully that's going to show up a bit. So we've got the Fire Dragons in there and the Oni of Plagues. And then the Crazy Tree and Jorugumo. So let's look at those two first while we got it. So yeah, quite a small box, but the minis in it are not. They are massive. The plastic and the sellotape. There we go. So, whoa. Okay, so this is the Oni of Plagues. He's very pointy. Yes, he's already pricked me once. There we go. So there we go, the Oni of Plagues. So we'll just bring that down, bring the cards down as well. This guy is impressive. I mean, look at the size of that. That's a big chap. Lots and lots of detail. He's got a couple of extra arms with the extra swords. And then this long spear, which has got this unfortunate bending thing going on. So I'll have to sort of have a look at that. But, yeah, cool. Hollow. Interesting. Just feels lighter, you know, feels lighter in the hand. So, because of the size of the miniature, the density of it, I'm guessing they saved a bit of plastic in the middle. Don't know. And the third dragon, the Fire Dragon, who's got a face only a mother could love. Looks like one of those deep sea monsters. Look at that. Big old nostrils. His face has been squashed a bit. Teeth everywhere. But again, oh wow, look, so you see, unfortunately, it's not easy to see in the picture, and I really hope it's not a fault of the sculpt, but it looks like the orb that he's sat on, he's kind of cracked it. It looks like he's broken it in the process. Yeah, he's sort of raking claws. You can see sort of pulling into the ball itself, which is quite cool. I like that. And then the little flames coming off at the elbows and things. Ridged plates. Oh man, another beautiful miniature. Other than this face, look at that. Very cool. Okay. Yeah. Spider Lady. So get rid of those two. So this is Jorugumo. Who has this very attractive young lady on the top with her fan and a parasol and a sword, sort of hidden, kind of hidden, stealthily I suppose. And then underneath is this horrific spider monster. And what's interesting is because of the way that the miniature's been made, the legs are quite spindly. They're quite sort of weak in terms of like miniature production. For some of them aren't even touching the base. So what they've done is they've added a little plastic, that shows up, a clear plastic stand underneath just to hold her up, to make sure that, you know, those legs just don't buckle up underneath her when she's put down on the base, because I don't think there's enough at those points to actually attach her to the base itself. And what a base it is. That spider butt is just, do you remember Shelob from the Lord of the Rings thing? Kind of like that, but you know, with extra heads hung from underneath. I don't know whether that's for, you know, for snacks or something later on. Oh, that's how she reproduces. But yeah, pretty gruesome. Little head at the front. Yeah, gross. Very cool though. And then Crazy Tree, Jin Menju. There we go. So this is a tree where all of the branches, it looks a little bit like a weeping willow, but each of their branches ends with a head with long sort of flowing dark hair. In the picture itself you can kind of see some of the faces that are sort of sticking out there, but each of them looks a bit gruesome, a little bit like it's been tortured or terrified, something like that. Yeah, that's pretty gruesome. Bears the strangest fruit. And there's some extra bases in there, we'll have to look at those. So I'm going to just put those away for my own OCD pleasure, because I really don't want to have to go back and try and sort these out again later. What's quite interesting though is the way that they've designed the inserts on this one. Look, they've even added an extra blister, an extra dot down into the pack itself, because some of the miniatures stand up quite high, so they don't really need it. But the two here, the Spider Lady and the Oni of Plagues, they are so flat in terms of their profile compared to the other two. But they've added these two blisters just to hold them down, so when you're sort of transporting them, they don't even rattle, they don't even move. Which is lovely, nice extra feature. We like that. We like it when they think things through. Let's pop that away. Q, and then the last box. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. The Kami. So, descend from the shrines, divine winds on clan manners, Kami are unbound. So, part of the game itself is the sort of worship. The Shintos can go and worship at temples to get various benefits. And one of the things you can get now, if you use this in the game as well, is you can actually get a Kami to come down from on high and interact with the board itself. So long as you are the controlling person, you get the extra benefits of that. Yeah, so set up rules for the extra Kami. So it looks like the Kami go in, yeah, at the top there, look, top of the board. How they interact with the board, I'm not sure, but they may they may enter the provinces controlling the Kami, and the Kami is a clan figure. I'm guessing you get extra bases to use those for those monsters as well. Interesting. So they've used a very pale, almost white plastic to mould these. So first things first is the cards themselves. So we've got the the season cards here. Open those up. So you've got the traditional calligraphy ones with the various different things that you can pick up during the course of the game. Path of the Builder, Path of the Canusha. So, you know, again, lovely, 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 lovely. Another Oni of Blood. That'd be interesting to find out why they've got so many copies of that, because that was actually floating around in a couple of the other expansions as well. Form of the Tanuki, which is like a raccoony kind of creature. Way of the Kiri. There we go. Another Oni of Spite, another Oni of Hate. Nothing really in there for the gods themselves. Let's just pop that in there. And then the god cards are these sort of tarot-sized, extra long cards. Oh, someone's going to slaughter me for the way I'm treating these cards. So you've got the different gods there. So if we just go through them. So what I'll do is I'll pop the artwork up and then the miniature as well. So this first one is Amaterasu. Amaterasu, god of light, or the sun. I did not do that well. Apologies. Luckily the miniatures are so well made that they ain't going nowhere. Right, let's pop that away. Out of my way, because I'm just going to keep dropping them. There we go. Right, so Amaterasu.
Just check the yellow spot.
So there we go. So yeah, you can see the sort of very pale. Oh, it is white. Yeah, it's almost blue. It's that pale. Yeah, so you can see the sort of sun behind her, and the sword there. I don't know whether it's the different plastic, but the detailing doesn't seem quite as high. Plus her face is kind of slightly concealed by these sort of curtains of hair that have come down either side of her face. Yeah, and you don't even quite see in the picture. She's got this sort of multicoloured skulls around her neck. They're quite blurry in the actual mould itself. I don't know whether that's because of the type of plastic they've used. But that's interesting. Okay, so that's Amaterasu. Next one is Fujin, who I can only assume is the god of wind. Fujin, where are you, mate? Oh, he's the biggest one in this box. But look at this guy. Okay, so he's being a kami of the wind. He's got a lot of kind of like flow and air, whoosh to him, which is interesting. I don't even quite see. There's a bit of burn here. Almost like the miniature's been scolded as it was removed. It's not going to affect the miniature itself, but the moulding looks just fine. But again, you can see the sort of the picture matching up with him with a sort of whoosh of hair like that, and then his flow of like what must be like almost like a farting bag or something. I don't know. It's like gusts of wind. Just but yeah, what would we stood behind him in the elevator? Let's put it that way. But yeah, lots of action in that one. So off we go. Hachiman, not to be confused with Hatchet Man. Not sure what he is, but he's definitely got a kind of hunter-esque kind of feel to him. So like he's ready for war, ready for battle, with his bow and his sword. Yeah, I'm not sure how well the detailing is going to show up on the camera. I've got plenty of light coming in from either side, but you can see sort of the cloak over the top of the head. Yeah, it looks fine. Yeah, looks lovely. There we go. That's Hachiman. Raijin, god of thunder. Thunder. There we go. There's big drums. Boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, ba boom, boom. There you go. Dancing his little dance step as well. Now this one's quite a cool mini actually. I quite like that. Got the flow coming out of the back there. These big old drums. Boom, 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 boom. And a little tummy. Little tummy sticking out the bottom there. Very cool. Okay, that's Raijin. Raijin, and then Ryujin. Sea, I would assume. It's kind of underwatery kind of look to him. And he looks super grumpy, like hella grumpy. Look at his little trident. Yeah, I got to be the water god. Tentacles and things, but you know. Oh no, there we go. So he's kind of got an octaleg thing going on there, so that must be what's really annoying him. It's cold, he's soggy, he's bored being at the bottom of the ocean. All the action's happening at the top. Yeah, I can see that. Especially if they've got coral growing out of your face. Anyway, sculpt's very nice. Susanoo, who's, I have no idea what he would be related to, but he's got heads of various sort of dragony kind of monsters hanging off the side of him. There's his mini, jumping into action. Hi-ya! So you can see there's the heads as they go around. It seems almost a shame. I'm never actually going to get the chance to paint these because my skill at painting is actually quite low. Plus I don't want to invest in all the different colours. And I'll be perfectly honest, if I couldn't get it to look as close to the picture as possible, I think I would just be annoyed with myself. So rather than risk it, I'm going to stick with the base game, the uncoloured miniatures. And then finally it's Tsukuyomi, the moon. There we go. It's got this interesting kind of weapon that's got like crescents, which I guess is trying to lean into the moon theme on it. Again, looks very grumpy. Doesn't look happy about his way in life. There's also a lot of white, which I believe is the traditional colour of death for the Japanese people, which might highlight why there's so many skulls on there. And his moon behind him with blood or rust. I don't know, maybe he needs to look after it a bit better. Yeah. Well, there we go. Anyway, so that's everything essentially. So we've done the base game, we've done all the extra expansion-y stuff that I got with it as well, and the Kickstarter exclusives. If there's anything in particular that you want to see again, just let me know. Drop a few comments in the YouTube video, or write to us at Geek Pride UK, and just let us know. And I hope you've enjoyed this, because I've really enjoyed doing this as my first project from these two games here. Yeah, and well, enjoy yourselves, and hopefully see you again soon. Cheers.